Hello, my name is Helen Koike. I'm a senior software engineer at Collabra, and we'll quickly talk about stop merge regressions, the Marge workflow. Let's start with the basis. What is CI? It stands for continuous integration. It is about automating the execution of tests, and it's more about just writing the test itself. It's about all the infrastructure around it. We basically have those two types of workflows, post-merge tests and pre-merge tests. In the post-merge, we have tests running on top of the latest tree and report failures for future fixes. But now imagine that you are a developer that just got your patch merged, and the CI reported some failures, and you start thinking, well, it works for me, I have other things in my priority list. It's probably an error of the test loop itself, or maybe it's just an error of the CI infra, I need to check, or it's probably not affecting many people, it's just a corner case, so I'll check it later. And this happens more often than you think, so this starts creating a forever increasing backlog full of unreliable bug reports, and then CI can be easily neglected, and people start ignoring its results because they just don't trust it. On the other hand, we have pre-merge tests. So the patches only gets merged once all the tests passes, so it prevents introducing regressions, and it forces developers to fix the tests and the CI because their patch depends on it. With this, we get all the CI advantages, the quality assurance. It can also speed up development. You can spend less time setting up testing environment for all use cases. You can have a good coverage on different hardware that you don't possess in other environments. It can speed up merge cycle since you don't need to wait for the tested by tags from other developers, and you don't need to wait from someone around the globe to test in some hardware that you don't have. But there are also some disadvantages since your patch depends on all the tests passing to get it merged. It starts to become very sensible to infrastructure instabilities or overloads and to long execution time, and it can be frustrating sometimes. You can also have flakiness that decreases trust. I mean, by flakes, the test that sometimes passes and sometimes they don't, and it's not necessarily because of your code, it might be because of the test or because of the infrastructure. So it has the potential to wear out developers and increase stress levels. To mitigate that, you can use a combination of both. You can choose to have a lighter pre-merge test that won't test everything and compensate that with a more complete post-merge pipeline that takes longer and can run in more appropriate time. Let's focus on pre-merge tests. So who is Marge? Marge is a merge bot for GitLab. The idea is that the only user who merges patches into your repository will be Marge. So developers prepare their code. They can manually trigger the CI. Developers can then prepare, say that it's good enough, submit and open a merge request, reviews provides feedback, then the code is considered good enough, someone's then assigned the merge request to MargeBot. MargeBot rebases the patch and triggers the CI. And if the CI passes, MargeBot is happy to merge your patch. But there are some bad days. There are a few times that planets just don't align and you have lots of instability in the infrastructure, and Marge just refuses to merge it, and it's not the fault of your code, and you ask her again and she refuses, you ask her again, she refuses again, and eventually she merges it, but every run that Marge takes can take a really long time, and you can see how frustrating it can be. Marge is working with several projects. We have Mesa CI, Mesa 3D, we have a few projects in GNOME, for instance, Moot, Epiphany, Loop, GNOME Shell extension. We also have Pulse Audio, GStreamer, Glasgow, Haskell compiler, the blockchain Tezos, Octez, Free Desktop SDK, and I wish we could have an integration with mailing list or patchwork, so we could use in a few subsystems. So I particularly enjoy the Marge one, the non-Marge, and the Haskell compiler, because if you look at her face, it feels that she's very determined to do her job. So give Marge a chance, get involved, and thank you.